Hey mates, Blind Prime here with Studio Series 86 Thundercracker. I know they're calling it something new now, and I don't care. It's the Studio Series 86 collection, and we finally got a seeker that's right. I don't know about the rest of you, but I have been waiting on a good seeker. So today is going to be a special Blindformers episode where we're going to discuss a comparison of Transformers Studio Series 86 The Movie Thundercracker versus Transformers Studio Series 86 The Movie Starscream. And we're going to see which one of these Seekers is the best Seeker mold today on Blindformers. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Every like and share and subscribe and comment goes a long way to assisting the algorithm and taking me to places I want to be. You know, being blind, it isn't like I can get in a car and drive there. So I got to get the YouTube algorithm to help me get to those locations. And the way that you can help me help that algorithm is by liking, sharing, subscribing, and commenting. All that really helps. So let's get right into it now. We've got Starscream here. And what is on your foot? What's up with your foot? Oh, no. That's just normal stuff. Never mind. All right. Let's go ahead and derobe Starscream, so we can really compare them together without the extra accessories. So we're going to take off his big old cape, which I still am a little upset it's not soft goods. I would really want this cape to be soft goods. I think it'd be really cool if it was. So we're going to set that cape down on the ground, and then we're going to go ahead and take off his shoulder pauldrons. There you go. I gave Thundercracker the extra guns because Thundercracker just seemed like, you know, he needed the extra guns, and they work with him very well. All right, now we've got Starscream sans shoulder pauldrons, and let's go ahead and get this thing out of that little spot there. I'm gonna get this one out of its little spot here. Come on, get out of that little spot. Come on, there it goes. Okay, I'm gonna set his little shoulder pauldrons down here on his cape, and we are going to set these guys up on the arms. They should go. He just goes on the shoulders, right? Set one on the shoulder. Hey now, don't be playing games with me. There it is. Nuts. All right, there it goes. Trying to do too much at once. Hold things and attach things. Okay. There it is. All right, so we've got Starscream here, and we've got Thundercracker next to him. So the first thing we need to do to make sure these guys are good, you can lower that arm. I gave Thundercracker Megatron, because why not? And let's see how they measure up together. Oh, Starscream, you're still wearing your little... There it is. All right, so let's see. Are they the same height? It does seem like they are the same height. I think they got that right. Now, are their chests at the same level? And that's a no. Make sure your knees aren't bent. You're straight standing as possible. Yeah. And Starscream, are you as straight standing as possible? Yep. Yes, you are. So now, look at that. Even though their heads do seem to be on the same, like the top of the heads meet the top of the heads, the chests are different here, where the top of the collarbone for Thundercracker seems to sit a little bit above the collarbone for Starscream. That's very interesting. I don't even know why that is. Now we're going to compare them side by side. Let's see where their wingtips match up. The wingtips are actually at the same level. And their arms, their shoulders, so we're going to have to move these wings. Yeah, we just fold that wing up. But I don't think we can fold up Thundercracker's wing. Let's see. Yeah, you can't fold up Thundercracker's wing like you can with Starscream's. So that is a negative on the Thundercracker. But we did fold up the wing enough where we can look and compare their shoulders together. So we got two shoulders, and Thundercracker's shoulder is definitely a little taller. Not by much, though. Let's see. Compare. No, they're not. Yeah, it's just a smidge. Not even a millimeter difference, or maybe just a millimeter difference in height there. But not by much. Their shoulders are basically at the same level. So the only real change there is with the chests, and how one of them, the tops of their chest. How does that even work? How does that work with your chest? Oh, your shoulders are lower than your chest, Thundercracker. That's what's going on there. But not by... No, they're the same. This is confusing me. That's weird. Okay, I'd call it an optical illusion, except, you know, I'm touching it, so it's a it's another type of illusion, that's for sure. All right, let's take a look at their weird their little vents on the back. Put your wing back, sir. There you go. And let's take a look at that with their little those vents that sit on either side of their head, and they're at the same level, just about. So that's good. These guys, when it comes to weight-wise, because they both were Voyager classes, surprisingly, the 86 Thundercracker has him on weight. It's not a subtle difference. Like 86 Thundercracker weighs more than 86 Starscream, leader class, Emperor Starscream, if you will. Now, let's compare a few more things that I really enjoy about this, because when it came to feeling this Thundercracker for the first time, I was, you know, I thought I had remembered how the Seekers felt, you know, how the Seekers looked whenever I was feeling the Earthrise Starscream, but I was wrong. I was completely wrong. This is not, you know, the 84 show or the 86 movie. It's different. This guy is, though. This is yeah. It's got the cool canopy sitting there. We've got these little square bits on either side of the canopy. And we've got this belt that kind of sticks out a bit. And it was like experiencing the show again for the first time when I came across this guy, because I'm like, oh my god, I remember that. And I really like the fact that instead of putting him on the shoulders, his guns here are actually on his forearm. Not his forearm, but his upper arm, like his bicep area, so that you could just twist it and you go pew pew pew, and then he can twist his arm back. I think that's cool. And then he can, of course, bend his elbow and shoot his Megatron. I love that about this guy. That little bit really did help. And I wish there was more siege ports? Yeah, but he's got 1, 2, and then he's got 4 on his back, so that's 6. That's pretty good. Does he have any on his feet? Not really. I have a feeling you could put a blast effect in there, and you know we like to test these things out on the channel. So let's go ahead and come over here and get ourselves a blast effect out and see if a blast effect can fit into his foothold. So this little foot rocket thing, does it fit a blast effect? That is the question of today. No. Doesn't really want to fit a blast effect in there. I kind of push it, and it kind of fits in. Let's split this one down. Maybe make it lighter weight. Will it help if it's lighter? No? Yeah. So that's a shame. It doesn't fit a blast effect. So you can't have him like floating on top of his feet like you could with the Siege mold, which I really enjoy. The Tetra Fighters, they're still my favorites, but this is a close second. Like this is good. So he's got great development in the knees there, and I really like the textures going on here with him. There's not many on the legs here, but you get some. You get a little cool rectangle. You get some other features around there. The tops of his feet have they have those little lines in them. They're little spots, and I remember there being a sticker there, and remember that in the show, and I was just like, oh right, yeah, the feet had that weird little rectangle in them. I forgot about that. Then we come over here, and he's got these cool little winglets on the sides that fold down. They're nice and textured. Of course, you can move them around, and unlike Starscream here, which I believe they're just kind of attached to his leg. I'm not sure, though, so I'm not going to speak about it until I can test it out, but yeah, that's in there. Yeah, there's the pin. Okay, so it's pinned into his legs with the Starscream mold from Earthrise. But here, you can, if you want, remove them, and you get more siege ports. You know, how awesome is that? So I think that's a fun little feature. If you didn't want to have these sitting on the side, you can just take them away and put them somewhere else on his body, which is really nice because he's got this back area with all of these pegs on it for the wings, and you can, you know, hide those little winglets on his legs on the back of your Thundercracker. And I think that's really cool that you can do that and change his silhouette a bit. That's pretty cool. The back of him is very flush, very smooth. He doesn't have a backpack at all. His everything kind of folds together and makes for a freaking amazing Transformer, in my opinion, when it comes to this robot mode. This guy's good. He's even got waist swivel. You know, take that, Constructicons. So let's go ahead and get this guy into his vehicle mode, and I can talk about it for a bit because his vehicle mode isn't too shabby. It is not too shabby at all. So first off, what you want to do is go ahead and remove his weapons, since he's also borrowing from Emperor Starscream and 86 Megatron. He has a lot of weapons. He gets to wield the Megatron gun. Okay, so Starscream, you're going to just kind of chill over here off to the side real quick while I handle Thundercracker here, because Thundercracker's got one of those transformations that is just unique. And I really like the fact that he's got a backwards kind of butterfly. It's not really supposed to be there, but it is kind of a loose area, so you can have him looking backwards. I think that's also kind of a neat thing. But no, his texture work is really phenomenal. And we get to his plane mode, we're really going to the textures are just going to pop in his jet mode. That's for sure. So first and foremost, we're going to do some of the fun things with him, which is we've got to take these, if I remember right, yeah, we got to bring these wings down a bit. So no, best to start with the hands. So grab a hand, and yeah, it has hand swivel. I forgot to mention that. The hand does rotate 360 degrees, but go ahead and find the elbow and then pull the hand down opposite to the elbow. So when the elbow bends up, you want to pull the hand down, and you're going to then reveal all of this stuff here. That's just a hollow section. Now what we do with this arm is we are going to kind of wiggle it a bit, and what we're trying to do, I remember this right, is we are going to try and first off, we got to put the fist in there. Here it is. And then we can open up the backs. How does this work? There it goes. So you just kind of squeeze the arm in just a bit. It's not much. Getting the two transformations confused because I've been playing with them all day. And they are similar, but they are different. So come around here to this other arm. Go ahead and fold that arm down and then rotate the fist and put it into the gap and close that up. Now we're going to take his arms, and we're going to first grab his chest plate, and his chest plate can open individually. Each of his sides that have this little square bit on the other side of the cockpit, they just kind of open a little bit. They don't go up too far, but what they go up is just the amount of right of space for you to then manipulate these arms. If you notice, the side of his robot mode can actually fold in to that area, and we're going to be able to do that soon. And we are going to then take and move the back panels here and here backwards. So we're just going to rotate those out for that little, if you feel in his backpack, you have these two panels that are folded over a cylinder inside there, and that cylinder is the rest of the nose cone for this vehicle mode. So we're just going to kind of pull him up. So put one hand, one of your forefinger on the top of his head, and put your thumb at the underside of the canopy where it's flat, where it meets the thigh, and you're going to need to pull the thigh backwards to do this. And then you're going to just pull that up and kind of push the head down at the same time. We're trying to get the head to merge with some stuff back there. If you need to take and disconnect these wings, now is the time to do so, and go ahead and fold each of them down all the way. And we'll come back to folding the canopy up next. So come back over here to the canopy folding. Let's see if that gave us enough space to pull these little panels out just a smidge more, because they don't need to come out very far. They actually need to close up pretty well in a second. So we're going to find what's going on, and what's going on is down here. We can pull out this little nose cone. So we're getting hauled up on something. So first off, let's get this nose cone out of here. It's not wanting to go. And we're going to come around here to the back, and we're going to figure out what's going on back here to stop that nose cone from nose coning. And these two panels still are not wanting to do what they're supposed to do, which is open up just a bit more, to allow that head to fold in. So we're just going to try and get that. Ah, there it is. So what we're doing here right now, and something that I totally forgot about, which is good that I remembered it right now, is when you're pulling this out, you want to then pull out just a bit more. And there's a hidden hinge in there that easy to forget about. And then it's going to rotate up where these two pieces are going to fold down, and that we've been pulling apart just a little bit to allow the head to slip through. They're now going to fold down and connect to one another, and they should make a nice little fuselage part. And you connect the the canopy to there. So just kind of push that canopy in a bit, and it should connect. Sometimes it doesn't want to, but you just work at it and it will. Fold the nose cone out all the way, and I love that that nose cone is hidden, unlike with 86 Starscream, where that nose cone is completely visible on the back, because they were just like, we can't figure out how to hide the nose cone. They have figured it out finally, and I really appreciate you for figuring it out. Now we can come around here to this to these arms and fold each of the arms in, and you notice the shoulders are going to take up the space right on either side of where that canopy used to sit. And if you notice these arms, they have a little bitty tab. So find the elbow, and on one side of the elbow there's a rectangular tab sticking out. Now that tab needs to rotate around because this is going to help stabilize the wing. So we're just going to set that guy off to the side for now. Just bend it at the elbow facing outwards. We're going to come over down here and do the same thing. Rotate that arm around till that little tab is facing down towards the wing. And then we're going to rotate the elbow outward. Next step is on either side of his legs here, there's a little skirt. We're going to push the little skirts underneath, and they're going to go where that nose cone used to live. Now that we've done that, we can then fold these little armlets, the arms back in, and they're going to slip in on either side of the waist in that little spot that the little waist pieces, the little skirts, were just removed from. So we're just going to slide that piece in there on either side, and they're just going to kind of rest there for now till we finish everything up. We can go ahead and kind of collapse them in a bit more, and they should just kind of hang out there. Really nice and sweet. Yeah, there they go. Now, let's come down here to the legs, and let's transform the legs up real quick. Not a hard task to do. Find the engine for the jet, drag your finger up to the back of the knee, and this panel right behind here actually opens, and it can be a little difficult to get open. It doesn't always want to open, and you just got to find the creases, and you got to fiddle with it and pull on it, and you can eventually get it to open. There it goes. Now we're going to come around here to the other leg, and we're going to open this panel. You got to fiddle with it and kind of play with it, and eventually get it to open. There it goes. There we are. Now we're going to collapse both of the thighs. Each thigh is going to kind of come into the leg here. Not by much, actually. So we're just collapsing the thighs a little bit on each side. So rotate that around, collapse the thigh in. There it goes. Make sure they're even, because they're going to connect to each other and create the final bit for this jet. There we go. Those are even. Go ahead and close down those little the little doors. Okay, and then we're going to then snap these legs together somehow. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. There you go. Hey now. No, bad legs. You need to snap together. Snap together. Just, no, not like that. You need to snap together correctly, please. Come on now. Come on. Let's see. What's going on with you? All right, so there's that spot, and there's that spot to connect. And you guys need to connect now. So connect, please. There we go. We got it. Yay! They're connected. Now go ahead and rotate the little side wings around, and they should just kind of lay out. But first, before rotating the side wings, I should remark on that. So go ahead and set them up so they can rotate into place by rotating them so that the little pointy bits are now facing where the engines are. And come around here, fold the toes forwards. Each foot toe is just going to fold forwards, like with Black Zarek or Scorponok. And then we're going to come around here to his back again, and there's this little panel that's folded up on his backpack area, his basically non-existent backpack. That panel's going to fold down, and that panel is going to merge with the legs. If you're doing it right, it should look nice. And if you did it wrong, well, you'll be singing a sad song. Go ahead and just do it right. Yeah, keep trying until you get it right. It's the fun part about a puzzle. Sometimes they don't want to connect, and you got to work on them. Just a little smidge of work here and there to get these guys to cooperate. All right. So for some reason, that little panel's not wanting to cooperate. I'm gonna figure out what's going on with that. So let's see. Are you guys, are you two legs actually in the right spots? Like, we did fold everything dead correctly, didn't we? You know, I wonder if we're supposed to pull these guys up, then shove those legs forwards as far as they will go, close you down. This little piece has got to fold down, and then each of these legs can fold down on top of it. No, that is not how it works. All right, so fold each of these legs, close those doors back up, cinch that speed. I see where it connects. Okay, so this little back panel's got a little groove on each side of the little bumps on the underside. And if you feel on the little doors that we just collapsed, each one has a little bitty rectangular bit sticking up. And it's pretty thin, but it will slide into those grooves so that the front and back of this jet become one thing. Now, we just need to mess around with what's down here and reposition these wings. So let's go ahead and collapse the wings down, because we can't go any further until these wings have been collapsed down into the proper place, because they act as a thing to help stabilize the entire jet. And it's really important that we get these right. Okay, so there's one of them in place. Now we got to put the other one in place, and then we'll have to readjust that butt flap panel thing. There it goes. The other one is in place. Yeah, these wings aren't too bad when it comes to putting them in the right spot. They kind of like to go there. You know, they like to go to their homes. You got to appreciate that about, you know, Transformers. Whenever you have a Transformer whose transformation just kind of wants to transform, you appreciate those Transformers more. Like I was saying how I really liked Brawn, and Brawl, and was it Brawl? Yeah, it was Brawl, and I'm like, oh, Brawl's going to be a great Transformer, definitely one of the best of the year kind of thing. And now I'm playing with this guy, and I'm like, maybe I spoke too soon. So we should have. For some reason, that dips in. I don't know why that's doing that. Didn't do that before, but whatever. You can get it. You can get him like perfect after messing with him for a bit, but the wings are locked in. So let's go ahead and rotate these back wings around. They're going to kind of help stabilize the front wings because they're going to lock in around the edges of the front wings. Because if you feel on the end of these little winglets on the lower legs, they have a little bit of a curved cutout. And that's going to line up directly with those wings. Then we can fold out the little side wings on either side. And you get this cool little jet. And he's a nice one. And I really like the fact, you know, they even gave us a landing gear for him. You got a little landing gear in here you can pull out and right below the canopy. I can get at it. They didn't give us an easy way to get the landing gear out. But there's the landing gear. Come on. Come on now. Come on now. It's okay. Come out of your home. Come out of your home, little landing gear. There you are. Who's a good landing gear? You're a good landing gear. Okay. So if you've done this right, when you set him down, his nose won't be sticking in the air. If you've done it wrong, his nose will be sticking in the air a bit, and you'll have to readjust a couple of pieces. But then you can get his nose to properly align by just playing with it. And that's what the landing gear is really useful for. Helping you figure out, did you get the nose correct or not? And I still haven't gotten the nose correct. What's going on with you? Why are you acting like this, huh? Why are you acting like this? All right. That should get it. That should have gotten it. No, not yet. Something is, I didn't do something quite right, but this is definitely how you do it. You just need to work on it a bit more over time, and or you can like kind of break the nose just a bit to put the landing gear on the ground. But let's talk about this jet real quick, because I do really want to talk about this. And there have been a few of these vehicles in the 86 that I have been upset with for lack of textures and stuff like that, and that is not the case with this jet. Every one of these wing panels is etched out, which I really appreciate. The sides here for the little the air intakes. The air intakes have etching inside of them for vents. The tops of them have rivets and stuff in them. They've actually included some different little cuts and more etching in this. This is a wonderfully sculpted transformer here. There's so much happening when it comes to just the textures alone for this guy. We got some textures on the wings that stand out. We got some textures on the wings on the sides, and the cockpit has some really great texturing. And I think one of the coolest features about this cockpit is that it opens. And I noticed this because I realized there's a hinge. So we just got to kind of get this cockpit to open, and it doesn't like to open because it's a very smooth and sleek cockpit. But there it goes. It opens. That's cool. All right, that's a showstopper right there. Like, what? The cockpit opens? And they even sculpted the interior for a little 1-inch tall person to be in. I think that is just amazing. The nose feels great. The landing gear's got some good sculpt work into it. You can definitely tell that's landing gear. I wish he had more landing gear, but at the same time, I will take what I got with this guy. He weighs more. He's more complicated. He's just as posable, if not a little more posable. He stands well. He's an exceptional robot mode, and his robot mode is going to get an S in my opinion. And when it comes to his transformation, his transformation is one of those special ones. It wants to complete itself. There's a lot of steps in there, but there's a lot of fun. And even though you've done it a few times, you can still get it wrong. And you have to go back through and figure out how to get it right. And eventually, you get this guy right. And that's why I'm going to give this transformation an S. I think this is one of those transformations that you're going to enjoy, like with Cyclonus. Cyclonus is another one of those S-rank transformations, in my opinion. And this guy sits up there with that Transformer when it comes to the transformation. Now, vehicle mode, he's also got an exceptional vehicle mode. It's got all the right things. Yet there's some gappage on the underside of the wings, but that's nitpicking. All right? And yeah, there's kind of the robot stuff hanging out there, but they could have found a way to kind of minimalize that a bit more. Maybe have some way to fold these panels in. So that's why I'm like, vehicle mode is getting an A. Because I think they could have found a way to like fold these two panels, because they move individually one to each other. And it would have been neat if they could just like rotate inwards clockwise, or one clockwise and one counterclockwise. So these little square bits end up facing each other into this giant hollow section. And it would have filled out the hollow section and dropped down this chest area. And so I think that would have been something cool for them to do there. But for the most part, that's an excellent vehicle mode. That's a more than exceptional transformation, in my opinion, as a blind, from the blind perspective there. And in robot mode, that's a decent robot mode, one of the better ones that we've seen. He's got all the stuff. He's easy to balance and doesn't have too much plane kibble, except the plane kibble that you want him to have. And he's got some customization abilities to him. I think that he's a slam dunk Transformer, and I'm definitely going to be getting the Skywarp version for him as soon as I can, because he's just a good addition. And I have been waiting so long to give Starscream his two companions. So, yeah, I finally get to give Starscream his two companions. Now if I can only get a thrust. Until next Prime, thanks for watching. Bye-bye for now.